So, anything that surprised you really from week one?
Week one for me, the Jacksonville Jaguars, man.
10 sacks.
And well, Jacksonville Jaguars defense or the Texans offense. I don't really know which one. It looked more so like the Jacksonville's defense, which they put a lot of money into and a lot of effort into, which looked like Calais Campbell last week just looked like an absolute beast.
Yeah.
4.5 sacks, I believe. So, I mean, it looks
Finally,
like...
their draft picks are turning out.
Yeah, and Fowler ended up with a touchdown too. And Boye paid a lot of money for him. Obviously, Jalen Ramsey on the other side. It just... They look young. They look fearless, and they look like their defense is ready to go. They can make Blake Bortles into an Alex Smith.
I mean, like what? I mean, if they're able to do what Doug Marone said, which is don't throw the ball at all. Yeah. He would like to literally have Bortles throw the ball 0 times a game.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if they're able to do that and give the ball to Fournette a ton.
Yeah,
I mean, that defense can. I mean, it seems like at least. I mean, who knows if it was their defense or it was the Texans' offense or if it was a combination of both, but. That defense can play even half the way it did against the Texans.
Yeah, and that...
I mean, they could win that division. It's not a hard division to win.
Exactly. And that, and if they can make Bortles into an Alex Smith, Sam Bradford type, just a game manager, which is going to be hard for Blake Bortles, is not to turn the ball over. I was about to say, and he done.
And he didn't. And he surprisingly didn't.
And he surprisingly didn't. But
poor dog.
If you have Fournette back there, losing Allen Robinson's going to be huge. I think for Blake Bortles more so than the whole team because he bails him out.
Yeah, I mean, when they get down in games and Bortles has to throw, I mean, they lost a huge target.
Yeah, exactly. And that surprised me because if you would have told me going into week one that they would have beat the Texans like they did, if they would have beat the Texans just normally, I would have been like, okay, I could see that. But beating them the way they did, I think at one point it was like 20-something to like 7. That surprised the hell out of me. I didn't really expect it. And the Texans, I'm not really sure what their plan was going into this season. Maybe they wanted to wait a couple weeks to bring Watson in. But Tom Savage, your boy Savage, looked absolutely savage.
And I said I liked him. Yeah, whoops.
Hey, it's a cool name, and it's a G name.
I do. I mean, he still has the best last name in the NFL, arguably.
You gotta respect it. But man, he looked terrible.
He's a savage.
He looked like a savage. He looked like a statue back there just waiting to get sacked.
Come hit me.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it looked bad. And also, Lamar Miller didn't really look that good either. But going to the Thursday night game,
did a little better, but Foreman
looked good. Foreman looked like...
He's going to continuously... That's going to end up becoming a 50-50 split sooner than later.
I think so. And with Lamar Miller usually getting banged up, it might end up costing him his job.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
And which, I mean, they could... With Watson and Foreman, that could create a spark in their offense.
Their offense already looked different.
Yeah. So, I mean, that surprised me. I think the Giants' offense, for me, looked really surprising, too. One of my Super Bowl picks, I mean...
Realizing that, how much Odell Beckham Jr. means to that offense.
Yeah, that surprised me. I mean, their offensive line, I think everyone kind of knew their offensive line was a little bit shaky.
Right.
But I did not realize how bad they are without Odell. That offense looked absolutely terrible. And you can't be that bad on offense, obviously, because it's going to translate to your defense. And it kept one of the best defenses in the league out there and made them look vulnerable, which they're not. They're one of the best defenses in the league. And having to go against Zeke and Dak 40-plus plays, then of course that's gonna hurt,
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, that surprised me. Because obviously I picked them to go to the Super Bowl, so they need to get that offensive line fixed ASAP, Rocky, and then you get Odell. If I'm Odell, I'm waiting until I get paid. Until I get that new contract, I'm
healing up. I'm healing up.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as other ones, I mean, from a fantasy perspective, and I'm sure as a Steelers fan perspective, I mean, Le'Veon.
Bro, what you doing?
You still working at DQ, my man?
Bro, what you doing? I believe you. I'm your biggest fan, man. He can tell you.
He does love some Le'Veon Bell.
Bro, what
for
are you
years.
Doing? What are you doing, man? You gotta stop with this Dairy Queen stuff, which I think is hilarious. But you gotta stop until if you don't put some fantasy points on my board this week, if you don't show them the reason why you're worth $17 million, I'm gonna be upset because I think you deserve the money.
I agreed. I mean, you're
You
basically a wide receiver and the best running back in the league.
But to his defense, they did not look like they wanted to give him the ball at all.
Nah, which I think is more part of it too. But I mean, still, even with 10 carries, you only getting 20-something yards. Come on, Le'Veon.
These 5 wide receiver sets I can understand because obviously Big Ben's great. They have great wide receivers. But besides Antonio Brown, their offense did really. I mean, Jesse James got 2 touchdowns, but like
Still though.
Yeah.
Which I mean shows they're not giving. They didn't give Bell the ball around the goal line. They decided to throw it to Jesse James.
I mean,
Worked, I guess.
I don't know what the Steelers are doing. They trying to prove a point. Like you shouldn't have held out.
It could have been, but I mean, if they're wanting to be the best team that they can be, they're gonna have to change that up soon.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I said it to you. That's what I don't understand. If they're trying to prove a point to their player that we don't need you.
I mean, you can prove a point against the Browns.
Yeah,
They almost lost. The Browns almost.
What, you won by 3 points?
Yeah, I mean the Browns almost got him. But
you give Bell the ball 25 times, you're winning by 400. Right
exactly. And then another surprising thing was how the Chiefs went into New England.
Oh yeah, that's very true. That shocked the hell out of me.
I mean, Alex Smith took Tom Brady's talents apparently for a game. Space jammed him.
Definitely the fourth quarter. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then I mean Hunt, what a first game.
Yeah, fumble on your first carry and then absolutely go off.
Yeah.
That's what worries me most about the Patriots was I think their offense will be fine. I'm not worried.
People are hating on Tom. Let's be real.
Yeah, their offense will be fine. Their defense is what really what shocked me the most is because they put so much money into it, and obviously getting Gilmore and then re-signing Hightower and. I mean, you got Gilmore and Butler on opposite.
I mean, I think their defense should get better, but I mean, it speaks to the team. I mean, they're not afraid to trade away good players too. I mean, it's his name Chandler Jones. They just traded him. I mean,
Collins.
It was last year. I mean, Jeremy Collins too. I mean, I think mixing it around so much kind of hurts the defense as well, but. I fully suspect. I mean, Belichick. I mean, probably the best NFL coach. I mean, they're gonna figure stuff out.
A couple years ago, they did the exact same thing against the exact same team. The Chiefs.
And actually, that's where Tom Brady got benched. Everybody thought, "Oh, his career's over."
They'll be fine. Listen, I'm not. There will never be a time where I think Tom Brady, unless Tom Brady comes out here and plays like Andy Dalton. I'm not believing that something is wrong. He's completely fine. The 40-year-old thing, I'm not listening to that. He's the greatest quarterback of all time. He's about to go against the Saints. He's going to probably score 4 touchdowns. So, I mean, after this week, everyone's
it's a big thing for that
there.
defense, though, too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that game's going to be a shootout. Should be fun to watch.
That's the thing is that their defense is going to have to prove something this week. Obviously, you're going to give up points to Breeze. That offense is good, but, you got a little bit of the bend don't break thing. You got to at least give up some yards, but hold them a little bit in the red zone because the Saints' offense didn't, much to the Vikings' credit, but their offense didn't really look that good on Monday Night Football either. So, I mean, I don't know what's really going on there. The whole AP thing, I don't really know what's going on with AP. I think they should. If they're not going to use him, just cut him.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I don't know. He wasn't too happy about it because I saw him yelling at Sean Payton.
Yeah, that's probably not smart either. I don't think that's a good way.
That's not a way to get your first game.
Which, I mean, he was screaming run the ball, which he didn't say give me the ball, but run the ball. But
I mean, it seemed interesting. I saw some articles saying it seems like he's third on the depth chart.
Yeah, and I don't really know what he was expecting because they're getting their ass beat kind of.
Yeah, you can't really run the ball when you're getting worked.
And I don't really, and it really wasn't working either. That's the biggest thing.
He should know of anybody. I mean, the Minnesota defense is pretty good.
Yeah, exactly, and Sam Bradford lit them up, man. Sam Bradford looked good.
Yeah, so I mean, Brady bounced back.
Yeah, Brady's gonna have at the very least 3 touchdowns on Sunday.
I'll be surprised.
I will bet my whole $10 in my bank. I'll bet it.
You heard it here first.